Hey YouTube, what's happening? This is Nadu coming back at you again from Skinny Maggie. Guess what? We are at the 40-day mark. It is getting closer. We're post debate number 1. What do you think? Did you watch it? What did you see? What didn't you see? What did you want to see? So I've had a chance to go out and talk to some people, met a few great human beings, and boy, did they have things to say. Check this out.
Yeah.
So if you had either one of them or both of them in front of you now, what would you ask?
I'd actually just want to see if Trump is naturally that racist and stupid.
More on that later. In the meantime,
my first question is, do you consider yourselves issues voters or party voters?
I'm not affiliated to any political party, so I'll see myself as an issue person.
Okay.
Party person.
So, I'll start with you, Pedro. What do you see as the issues for this particular election?
Well, I'm mostly, just concerned about immigration right now. It's a big issue that I'm very concerned about, mainly because Obama has not taken care of it as much. So it will be on the hands of the next president to deal with it.
Okay, all right. What are some of the things you'd like to see happen?
Amnesty.
Okay.
Like, I don't see why not.
Okay.
I'm Puerto Rican, so that makes me an American citizen, but pretty much, I identify pretty much with the immigration community. It's just part of the same experience.
Absolutely. When you say amnesty for all who are here?
For all that are here. I'm more of an open border. I don't see why there should be that much regulations between the movement of people.
So what's your take on the party candidates at this point, given that?
Well, as this election season evolved, to me it just became, the Republicans became so extreme that for me it's more about like stability of the government and the country, because Trump it seems like such a risk to the country.
Okay, all right.
But at the same time, I think he represents what Republicans have always represented, but just in more coded ways.
Okay. All right. So what do you think is attributable to the fact that he is able, without any coding, to just rise as he has? What do you think is the underpinning for that?
That's a good question. That I don't understand, because any of the things he said from the very beginning would have been like disqualifying for any other candidate, and have been. And for him, it seems he can say just about anything.
No, I think it's going downhill very rapidly. And the more they talk, the further downhill it goes, especially on Trump's end. I would love to support him because he's a New Yorker. I love to support him, but God, it's out of his ass. It's horrible. It is absolutely terrible.
can I just say something? If I had that Afro, I'd run for president. Yo! Okay, I'm done. Let's get back to it.
It's not easy being green.
Hillary Clinton, she's no better because you failed as Secretary of State. People lost their lives because of just a lack of caring and a lack of just doesn't give a damn. And that's not something that we need as a president of the most powerful country in the world. A country that is in debt trillions of dollars does not need somebody who doesn't care. So if it was down to it, I would have to say, yeah, put Trump in there because he at least has a business mindset. He knows how to handle money. Do I trust him? No.
Here's the question, though.
Not at all.
Here's the question. Agree completely. Do you want someone running a country who probably holds the world record of the most amount of times sued? He's been sued over 3,500 times in the last 30 years.
I wouldn't want him in charge, but again, if it came down to picking your poison, I would go with the person who at least knows business.
If you had the opportunity to ask either candidate a question or a couple of questions, what would you ask them?
I will ask him about Oscar Lopez and why he hasn't been free after over 32 years in prison for not being, for believing in the independence of Puerto Rico. That's our Nelson Mandela. So I will definitely ask them, especially Hillary, and why Obama has not, pardoned him. It's baffles me still.
Wow. Okay. All right. I guess for Trump it would be, do you intend to?
No, with Trump I wouldn't ask him anything, to be honest. I think it doesn't matter what you ask him, he will just go for whatever response he feels to say, and I would be really hard to engage with him in any form of conversation.
But I think I would ask Hillary, like, what is your plan to bring the country together after this really crazy and divisive campaign?
So you firmly believe that Trump doesn't have a chance?
Yes.
I think as long as he go for anything that goes wrong for him, he says he uses, he'll sue the person, company, or whatever he doesn't agree with or doesn't go his way. So he never gives out the results of how it went, because he's done the court, like he said, he's done the court and all his businesses are all like bad quality and like gotta go broke and stuff. So I don't know about Trump.
So you question his business acumen, actually. You don't see him as a solid businessman.
But yeah, I wonder how did he get up there? How did he get so far? That's why I would ask him. How did he get so far? I mean, he hasn't disclosed any of his tax returns, anything that has to do with his taxes. So we don't actually know how he's made his money. We don't know if he's in debt. We don't know anything about it.
So I've decided I'm going to keep hitting the streets because that's where the people are. So we're going to keep talking to people. Maybe the next presidential debate we'll have a chance to sit down and watch it with some people so you can get some reactions in the moment. I don't know. Still working out some of the technical issues, but ride with me, friends. Ride with me. Coming up on the schedule, October 4th is when the first vice presidential debate is going to happen in Virginia. October 9th, which is going to be the 30-day mark. Okay, so that's going to be 2 posts from now. And actually, October 4th is my next post. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. Stay tuned. But October 9th is the next presidential debate with Sir Donald and Lady Hillary. They're going to be out at Washington University in St. Louis, Missouri. All right, so I know the very next morning after the debate, the Never Trump crew was out strong around my way. Did you see any? Even on the subway, there were people shouting to the hills about registration. I tell you, that debate kicked up something. People got going. So let's see what happens after the next debate when the Donald himself said he's going to bring the noise. So one of my friends mentioned to me that he thought that debate was a little on the boring side. I guess if you think that it could have been the Rumble in the Jungle or the Thriller in Manila, ding ding. Yeah, I guess it wasn't quite that. But there were some interesting moments. Okay, does this remind you of anything? Enough said. Okay, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I will be back out in the street 5 more days. We will be at the 35-day mark. I will keep collecting views as long as people don't knock me out when I bring a camera to their face. Let's talk again soon when we will be only 35 days out. That's October 4th, 2016. Hope to see you then. Boom.
You can't physically be that retarded and that successful. It just doesn't work logically. It can't. Like there are people who are intelligent and poor, and then there are people who are stupid and rich because they're trust fund babies. And Trump is just exemplary of that because he got a small loan of $1 million from his dad. I got a small loan of $1 million from my dad too, right? That's just a regular thing that people experience. That's okay. That's normal.